Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nur Usdayani binti Umar. For today's task, I will be conducting an interview for my intercultural communication subject. I will be interviewing someone from a different cultural background to learn about her communication style and how her culture influenced the way she interacts with others. So, let's begin the interview. Hi, thanks for joining this interview. Today, I want to ask about communication practice in your culture. Can you start by introducing yourself?
Sure. My name is Niranjana Sri and I'm from Perak. And currently I'm studying in University Malaysia Sarawak in medical field. And also I'm happy to share about my culture. And communication is very influenced by respect and relationship. People often adjust the way they speak depending on who they are talking to.
Okay, my first question is how would you describe your daily communication in your culture? Is it more direct or indirect?
Is it more direct or indirect? Generally, we use indirect communication, especially with our elders or maybe authority figures, basically anyone who's older than us. And people try to be polite and avoid saying no directly. It is common to use soft phrases like maybe we can or I think perhaps so that no one would feel offended or feel bad when we say no or reject them.
How do you show respect when talking to elders or seniors?
How do we show respect? Okay, usually we lower our tone and we definitely avoid interrupting. And usually we address anyone older or a senior person with polite titles like sir, ma'am, or family related words like auntie, uncle. And in some regions, people even bow slightly in a sign of respect, especially when we are in a situation where we can't address them. Maybe we're far away to talk to them or to greet them. So we tend to bow slightly as a sign of respect.
Uh, what role does tone of voice and facial expression play in communication style?
Oh, tone of voice. Tone is very important. A loud voice can be seen as aggressive or rude, especially to the eye of the elderly. And so we try to keep our expression very calm and friendly. Even when we are giving feedback or correcting someone, we smile or nod to make it polite.
Uh, are there gesture or body language that should be we avoid?
Oh, definitely. As you all know, when we are pointing to someone with a finger, it's definitely seen as rude to the elderly, especially. It might not seem like such a big thing for us Gen Zs, but it is something rude for them. So touching elders and also touching the elders casually is not also common. And also standing too close to someone can also be uncomfortable, especially if we're not close to them and we're not directly related to them. For example, if they're not our grandparents or like auntie or uncles, it might seem quite rude. So we use hand gestures a lot when explaining things, but always in a polite way.
Which topic are sensitive in your culture?
Sensitivities. Okay. Topics like religion, politics are always sensitive, but in our culture, especially when we are in our family, when we're outing with our families and stuff, family matters and also income are very sensitive. People usually avoid discussing them openly, especially when with someone they don't know well. So whenever we encounter those topics, we tend to change the topic. So it is considered polite for us to change the topic if the conversation feels uncomfortable.
Uh, how do people apologize or give criticism politely?
based on my experience, we always say sorry politely using phrases like "I'm sorry" or "I didn't mean to." And criticism is usually indirect. Instead of saying you are wrong directly to them, instead of calling them out in front of public, we might say stuff like, "Perhaps we can try this another way," or maybe we should do this in a new way so they don't get their feelings hurt. And we also could seem polite while saying that.
Uh, how do people handle conflicts in your culture?
Conflicts, we usually avoid open arguments. So if there is any problem, we tend to talk privately or we involve someone senior to mediate. And we usually don't address our problems out in public. And also, it is quite rude to address that in public and improper. So staying calm and polite is important to maintain a good relationship. That's why we tend to solve our problems just between the two person, and also we solve the problem quite privately.
Okay. How does communication usually work in families?
I'm not sure about all the families there, but usually in my family, the parents usually lead the discussion and children would speak respectfully when asked or when needed to. We don't just interrupt our parents or maybe our grandparents or any of the elderlies when they are speaking. So family decisions are often made together, but of course, the elders' opinions are always valued. As children, we can always argue back, but also in a polite manner, and we do not fight while pointing out our point. And also, we usually argue in a respectful way so that our parents don't feel disappointed in us as well.
Okay, my last question. How do you view the communication style of Malay people?
Oh, Malay people. That's a good question because I'm very fond with Malay people and I usually surround myself with Malay circle. So to me, there are pros and cons, but mostly Malay people are very polite and friendly and they tend to smile a lot, especially here in Sarawak. I noticed that. And they're very expressive and warm, which makes it easier to talk to them. And it's more comfortable for me to approach them as well if there's a situation where I need to approach them. And I think their style is similar to ours in terms of politeness. And maybe they may be more open in sharing their feelings. And I noticed that also because when I surround myself with friends who are Malay, they tend to talk about their feelings more. But we we do talk about our feelings, but not just to everyone. Maybe if we're comfortable with some people, we do open ourselves.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time and for sharing your experience. I really appreciate your answer because they help me understand your communication style and your cultural background better. This interview is part of my intercultural communication is assignment, and I hope it will give more insight into how different cultures communicate. Thank you again, and that's all from me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.